So I just got done watching the final episode of Bellaire on Peacock, and that thing was fire. I would have to rate it a solid 9 over 10. But I do have a few qualms about the episode, or maybe I should call it a few things that I was wishing and hoping to see that did not occur. But I don't want to just focus on the things that were missing. I also want to focus on the 5 best moments from this finale as well. But before I get started, let me introduce myself if you're new here. And if you're not new here, then welcome back and thank you for returning. My name is Brandi, and I realize that you could be on any channel in the world right now, but you're right here with me, and I really do appreciate that. So please go ahead and like this video. It really does help the channel out, and I greatly appreciate it. And also subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy watching TV show reviews and also movie reviews. Before I move on to what I was hoping to see on the season finale, I just want to give a big shout out to the creator of Bellaire, the actors, the writers, the directors, everybody on the staff. You guys did your big one with this. But I really hope that it wasn't any beef behind the scenes with Peacock, because this season felt extremely rushed to me. It really felt like Peacock was like, here, damn. And they just uploaded the episodes and not much thought put into the marketing rollout of this. In fact, it's so many people, even on Twitter, saying that they didn't even know that the final season of Bellaire dropped yet. And that's just wrong, especially for the high quality of this show. Now, on to my wish list. The whole purpose of Bellaire was to modernize the 90s sitcom Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. However, we saw all of the main 4 students take a very traditional old school route. And what I'm talking about is Will, Carlton, Lisa, and Amira. They all were accepted into and going to traditional universities. And in 2025, guys, I will live and die on this hill. College is so outdated, especially in 2025 with the internet going crazy the way it is. The curriculum in college has not caught up to the internet, and this is coming from a college graduate, guys. Like, listen, I'm not hating on these students, but that is not the only way. I'm just saying, out of 4 of those students, I would have liked to see 1 take a non-traditional route. The next thing that I was hoping to see is the outcome of Aunt Viv and Erica's relationship. We see that Erica and Aunt Viv connected. What was that, in episode 6? But we didn't see, like, after Aunt Viv have the baby. We didn't see Erica come to see the baby. We didn't see where their relationship ended off. So they introduced this new storyline of Viv and Erica reconnected. But we don't know if that was a bad idea or a good idea for Aunt Viv. And I was really dying to know, like, was Erica going to cross her again? Did Aunt Viv make the right decision? But I did not get that closure. And my last qualm about the show, why did Uncle Phil and the Banks family reconcile with Jeffrey so quickly? I mean, okay, Jeffrey, he executed the plan. He set up Dominique. Dominique got locked up, so the Banks family should be safe right now. But listen, Jeffrey should still be on a timeout because Jeffrey still effed up. He effed up monumentally, and it's no way that I would let him back around my family so soon. But again, I just blame it on them rushing these episodes, and also on us just getting 8 episodes. Because if we got 10 episodes, then I think that we might not have seen Jeffrey for an episode or 2, and then he would have came back around, and we would have saw Uncle Phil making him the godfather of baby Nikki. But that whole reconciliation with the Banks family just being back to normal with Jeffrey, that was a no-go for me. Now let's move on to the best 5 moments of the season finale. One of the best moments for me is Ashley giving her freshman speech.
See, I go to a school where almost no one looks like me. They'll touch your curls, but never understand your crown.
I really loved how she spoke and just saying how she felt so lonely at school, how nobody looked like her, that there was almost 0 diversity at her school. And I am so happy that her parents listened to her. And I'm happy that at the end of this episode, they decided that they were moving to a historically Black neighborhood and that they were going to allow Ashley to transfer schools into a school that was more diverse. I just love the messaging behind that, because it's not really a flex to send your Black kids to a school where nobody looks like them and they feel very isolated. And that message just really hit home for me, because I'm in a similar situation where my kids, they go to school but nobody looks like them, and that just put some fire up under my ass. Like, I really need move to a different location. So anyway, kudos to the Banks family for doing what they needed to do to make sure that Ashley felt comfortable in her own skin and that baby Nikki could grow up seeing people that look just like her. Now, the second thing that I was so happy to see on a finale is that Hillary and Jazz did not immediately get back together. Although the groundwork is laid, we know that we can see that it's some foreshadowing that they're probably gonna be a couple in the future. But I just love that they had Hillary. She opened up her shop right across from Jazz's cannabis shop. And we could tell that they're both really good friends. They reconcile. They're cool with each other. They're flirting with each other, but they're not necessarily locked in just yet. And I love that that storyline is just taking its time and it's going to breathe. And unfortunately, we won't know the outcome of it because this is the last episode. Now, the third thing that I loved were the speeches to Will, the farewell speeches. They were very sentimental. And I especially loved Jeffrey's speech to Will, where Jeffrey got up there and he was like, Will is such a pain in the backside. Will is so nosy. Will is such a knucklehead. I just loved hearing that because that really reminded me of season 1 Will, where Will first came to Bellaire. And, just quick note, right? Just thinking of season 1. Season 1 still is goated. That is the best season of Bellaire, in my opinion. But anyway, Jeffrey, I loved his speech to Will. And I loved everybody else's speech to Will as well. And I even loved how they showed that Will was becoming very overstimulated and very overwhelmed with sadness by hearing all of their sentimental speeches. The fourth best thing in a finale was Carlton deciding to go to Philly with Will for a few weeks to UPenn. I just love the way their brotherhood developed. I mean, Carlton in season 1, he was a straight up F-boy, but look at Carlton's development and look at him and Will's relationship. I just love that. I love that Carlton is going with his boy across the country and he want to see what's up. He want to make sure that Will is making the right decision. He want to protect his cousin, all of that. I just love the brotherhood vibes. Now, the last thing I loved about the finale is the real Will Smith's appearance. Now, we see the actor that's playing young Will Smith, Jabari Banks. That's crazy. Is his real last name Banks? I gotta look that up now. Comment down below, let me know. But we see the actor Jabari Banks, who plays young Will Smith. He's taking one last look over the California hill before he hops on his plane to Philly. And then the real Will Smith appears and he's like, listen, youngin, are you worried about your future? Well, you shouldn't be because everything is going to be all right. And I just love to see the future self talking to the past self or the older self talking to the younger self, however you want to word it. I just thought that was a beautiful closure to this finale. And I've been waiting to see Will Smith appear on this show. So I'm glad that we got to finally see him. But anyway, guys, comment down below. Let me know your favorite parts of the finale. And let me know what you thought about the season overall. And if you made it this far in the video, let me know. Leave a black heart down below. Anyway, I love you all. Stay safe out there. I will see you next time. Peace.